Hey guys, how's it going? Today I'm going to be showing you a couple almost like templates for drawing like kind of almost like fantasy characters. Like I like to draw characters from a game I play called Adventure Quest Worlds. And so yeah, I'm going to show you like some head templates, some armor templates, weapons, that kind of stuff. So let's begin. First of all, I'm going to show you how I like to draw kind of like a head from this character in Nulgath. I don't know if you've played the game, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I know. Sorry if you can't really see very much because of my hand. So what I like to do, start off, kind of. No, sorry, that's a bit crooked. Forget that one. Okay. Go like this. All right. Focus on the one that's this one here. Okay. Now, I'm just gonna fix that one up a bit. Going to add almost like a half circle, semicircle, oval kind of thing. And then going to put on the horns. There's the one. Alright, now you don't really have to do this, but what I like to do is I kind of like make it look a bit more realistic. And I put a whole bunch of uh, like half circles on the horn. You'll see what I'm talking about in just a moment. You know, I'll move this closer so you can see. Kind of like that. And if I was using a pencil, I'd shade in those horns, but you know, if you're using a pencil, then go nuts. That's what I usually do. Okay, now where those two curved lines that we made at the beginning start off, put a line like that there. And then we're going to put in the teeth. So we'll have, and then basically just kind of go like a whole bunch of smaller teeth under there. And then we're going to do this. We're going to put the two upper teeth there. And then do what we did on the bottom. Just kind of do a whole bunch of those smaller ones there. And then we're going to shade in the rest of the space. Oh, and by the way, one more thing. If you are using a pencil, I recommend going over it in like a black marker or a black pen, something like kind of like what I'm using. I'm using a black gel pen, which it works pretty well. Okay, so it's going to look like that. Now next we're going to do the eyes. So basically, going to do two ovals, like so. And then you're going to kind of put like a half circle near the right end on the right eye and the left on the left eye. And then we're going to color in, we'll shade in rather, the bigger portion of it. And that's basically going to be the pupil. So you kind of got a little bit of white on the edges. Can't really see it too well with the camera, but just trust me. It's there. Oh, drop my pen. Alright. So, now this, I like to do this kind of, is add smaller eyes on top of that, because that's what the actual character in the game has. So basically just do what you just did, except smaller. And smaller. So, it'll look like that. Again, you can't really see the white spots on the edges too well, but yeah, you just take my word for it. Okay, now keep in mind, like I said, this is a template, so you don't have to do like the details. If you just want like just the head part with the horns, then that's also good. That's totally up to you. Obviously, there's not much I can do about it. So then we're going to bring it down just like that. So I'll have a line like there. And then we're going to do almost like like an M, or like those birds, almost like a bird how you used to draw when you were a kid. So you have it like that. Then this next part for the hands I'm going to do slowly, or like kind of in parts, so you can kind of catch up what I'm doing. So you want to have like that, basically like an L. And then you're going to close off, you're going to go, whoops, it kind of faded out a little bit there. Let me just fix that. Like that. And feel free, if you need to pause the video at any time so that you can get anything you missed on. That is alright. Just moving my camera over a little bit. Whoops, almost tipped. Alright. Next, you're going to go make a longer line, like that. And you're going to do the same thing you did before. You're going to close it off. So then you'll have that. And then do the same, so making it a little bit longer. And then one more, but make it a bit smaller. And then just close off the whole hand. So you should have that. Now sometimes what I like to do, I like to kind of color it in with it has to be black, and that kind of looks cool almost. And if you put like a line above the wrist, then it kind of looks like he almost has like gloves on. And if you're really going for that fancy feel, you know, not very often you see someone just bare hands. So yeah, feel free to do that. And then we're going to go back to where our torso area is, and we're going to draw a line down like that. Okay, now basically we're going to do exactly what we just did. Oh shoot, that's going to be a problem because that scribble's there. No, I'm going to go like this. He's going to be holding his sword above his head, so now we're going to go move the line up there like that. And we're going to do the M again. And we're going to do those claws again. So I do the thumb, make an L, close it off, and do the next finger, and the next one, and the pinky, and then close off the whole hand. So you should have that. Now, this is, you know what, I'm going to leave that part for last, because I'm not entirely sure whether or not, you know, I'll just put it in just in case you do want it. So now you should have this. Now feel free, I kind of made a bit of a mistake, but not really a big deal. I made the this M right there a little bit too close to the arm, and a bit longer than I should have. Therefore, the torso is going to be a bit skinnier. But you know, that's alright, because like I said, this is just in template, and you can fix that up if you want to. Or if you want to have him skinny, then that's good too. Now we're going to close it off. And now we're going to put a rectangle kinda under that. Okay, now going to do another M, but it won't be kinda as noticeable as the arm. And then this part you might find a bit tricky, almost like doing the fingers, kinda, except it's gonna be for the feet. I might go through it a little bit quicker, so feel free just to pause it at any time that you need to. Alright, so now just basically do that claw thing a couple times, and then go at the back and do it, and then we're going to bring it up with another M. Wow, the pen faded again, that's kind of annoying. But we're not going to bring it up entirely, because we need to do the other leg. So basically here, we just go kind of opposite lines of there. So you should have that. And then simply just do those claws again. 1, 2, 3. Go that claw. And then do another M and connect it up there. Not the best version right there, because I did a bit of a mistake, but again, not the end of the world, you can fix that up. And now, I'm going to do the sword template, because I'm not really going to go into too much detail on this, because first of all, I'm actually not the best for drawing like the armor details. I'm still learning a bit on that. So, you know, I'll just put in a little bit just so you can kind of get the idea. I'm going to give some straps there. Color those in quickly. Obviously you're going to do a better job on the coloring part than I am, because I'm just quickly kind of scribbling it in a little bit. And then you're going to go like that. Again, this is a part where you might want to use like a pencil or something you can kind of shade in. Just kind of shade in around there. Not really the easiest thing to do with a pen. Like I said, you don't have to draw your armor this way. In fact, I would probably encourage you not to, because this is not really the greatest armor. Anyway, for the hands, I want kind of to do something like this, almost like a brace. So see, kind of like that. And then we're going to color that in. Again, I'm just going to kind of scribble it in quickly. Obviously you're going to do a better job on that part than I am, because I'm just kind of showing you a quick template. Then we're going to do that same thing on the other one. Basically just 2 rectangles over the wrist, and then another rectangle kind of on top of those ones. Sometimes I'll color them in, sometimes leave them like they are. You know, it's completely up to you. Okay, now for this, we're going to start the sword. So, kind of do that. Kind of just basically the 4 curved lines. And then the end of that, just kind of connect them with like a triangle, really. And then just straight line through the fingers, which I'll show you momentarily. And now we're going to do the guard part. So just kind of like that. Bit of a classic kind of blade style. You can draw your sword or however the way you want. Even it doesn't even have to be a sword. It can be a spear. It can be a dagger. Although I don't really imagine kind of a guy like this using daggers. But you know what? It's your drawing. You can do it however you want. Now we're just gonna put kind of better gripping on the handle. So kind of just basically a whole bunch of rectangles on the handle there. And then quickly, I'm going to color them in. Not the best coloring to it, just so you can kind of get the idea. And now basically, I like to draw runes on the blade. But normally when I do it, I just kind of go random fiddly lines. But probably even better way that you could do, I bet you, is if you go on Google and kind of search up runes or something, and then just go to images, and then I bet you there'll be like a whole bunch of runes there, and you can just copy off of those ones and just put it under the sword. Or if you don't want to do runes, which this is what I do more of the time because it's kind of more, bit more freehand. You don't really, and it's not too difficult. Just kind of put some detail into the actual sword itself. Alright. Just gonna go there. Just like that. And then color in those parts. Because in this kind of picture, I like to put in as many shades of value as I can so that I get the most realism out of it. Because like this is kind of more so a fantasy thing, so automatically by default it's obviously not real. But that's something, I don't even know what I'm saying right there, sorry. Okay, just completely lost my train of thought. This part here, I'm experimenting with, wanting to see what it would look like. Oh, that's not bad, having an extra line there. Oh, and then you know what? Color that in, and I bet you it ought to look pretty good. I don't think I was wrong. Alright, now, we've kind of neglected the upper torso and the legs. So for here, what I sometimes do, so I kind of go like that. And kind of almost like shoulder pads, really. And then just kind of get a quick underline. And then just color in the middle part. And again, this is another part, if you want a pencil, just kind of shade in the edges, which looks pretty cool. Okay, now, we're going to do the legs, which, like I said, we kind of neglected. So what I normally like to do is I will put make it look like boots on, that's a bit low. I'm just going to make it the upper line. And then color and quick, like I said, just quickly shading it in. Obviously you're going to pay more attention to detail when you do it. Kind of match the lines as best as you can. Color under there. Now, just for the sake of being able to actually put this in with this pen, I'm going to put lines there, and then I'll show you up close there, kind of shade in those parts there and there. Alright, now, I'm going to go, so you should have that. And you're going to give them kind of knee pads. Going to go right there. And I'll give it kind of some extra detail by giving it trim, almost. Something like that. And then this is where you can get a bit creative. I'm going to shade in the middle parts just quickly so you can see kind of what it looks like a bit. So yeah, just shade in kind of that region. And then if you have a pencil, kind of shade in these parts there with like a lighter shade, which that would look pretty cool. And also, what I like to add kind of trim bit, so I'll put the line, I'd put lines in like there and still like shade it in. You know, I just got an idea, put lines in there too. Well, that doesn't look half bad now, does it? Oh yeah, and also, you know, I'm gonna show you what it would look like with the gloves on the hands. Now, I'll do it on one hand, so you can get the idea, so then you can see both, and then you can decide which one you like better. Personal opinion, I prefer it with gloves. Also makes it a bit easier when you're drawing a sword with it, because it's easier to kind of cover up where the hands are, so you can see it a bit better. Alright, that's what it looks like kind of with a glove. Normally I'd make it higher, but I kind of made the chest, that portion right there a bit too low, but that's not bad. And then that's what it looks like without. Sometimes it just depends on kind of what value you have on the rest of the character. So like the armor and the skin tone and all that. Oh yeah, skin tone. Also for the head, again, if you have a pencil, I like to shade it in. Looks a bit better. Obviously I can't do it because I'm using a gel pen. But yeah. Alright, now I'm going to move that a bit, and I'm going to show you how another way I like to draw swords. I like to make the handle a bit longer, because since I was younger, I would watch the shows where they'd have like this really long handle with the tip on the point, and then the sword would be huge. So that's what I'm going to do my best to recreate. I kind of have like that. So yeah, kind of something like that. Then you're going to want to bring it in, but not completely, so that you have just a little bit of a space right there, because you're going to continue that blade. Now you're going to bring it in completely, something like that. And then just quickly I'm going to go like that, then I'm going to crisscross it. Just for the sake of time, I'm not going to draw the individual rectangles. Kind of, oh wait, wrong point. Wrong portion. No, I'm sorry, this thing is like, oh, there we go. See the handle now. I apologize, not the best just for making the camera go where I need it. Alright. Now I'm kinda gonna wanna something like this. I'm gonna shade in that middle bit. And those triangles on the sides. All four of them. Like so. And now, this is why we did that part earlier, because it looks better when you do it then. I made the one on the left a bit bigger than the one on the right, but that's still right, because you get the idea of how I'm doing it. Okay, now we're going to do what we did on that other sword. We're going to add extra trim there, and then color it in. Because before I did that, the white was kind of overpowering the dark. And it's kind of somewhat getting even. Pretty good. And then, what I like to do kind of another diamond-like shape at the tip of the sword. And yeah, that's basically an idea of blade. I like to put as much detail in a sword as I can because, you know, the average sword, it doesn't really, there's not really too much to draw, so it kind of makes it almost look like you just quickly drew it to me, even though you might have put more time into it. Yeah. Also, okay, this is kind of unrelated to these two. I'm just going to show you a cool way to draw. You know what, I'm gonna let you wait and find out. That's what I'm gonna do. Let's see. Alright, just from what there is right there, you're probably thinking, oh, that's not obvious at all. Well, you might have the first part right. Or maybe you don't. Who knows? You'll find out shortly. And just shade that part in. Again, that's going to be something that you're going to want to shade in with your pencil. Kind of a custom version. But I think I wish it was like how they were actually designed, because I think that they would be so much more efficient. Alright, this is just like a really quick doodle kind of thing. Didn't really put too much effort into it. Basically, it's supposed to be a grenade launcher with a stock, though like I said, it's just a doodle, so it's not really that great, but you know. Anyway, it's almost been a half hour. I think I've kind of maybe been talking a bit too much, but you know what? This is my time, and I hope to see you guys later. Peace.